to you about my ideas of robotics and microsurgery from a neurosurgical point of view. I don't think that I have to talk too much about the advantages of robotic-assisted microsurgery. You all know that we have a higher precision, that we have larger magnification, we have a tremor reduction. With the robot, we have, when it's an optimal robot and no limitations in the range of motion, we have a transmission of the range of motion from the hand to the robotic arm. We can apply multiple arms from 1 to 4 in the robot that we use from Microsure. So we can spare a system with microsurgical trained. But in neurosurgery, I think we need a robot that can fulfill the advantage of being a composite to the standard microscope that we use in our daily routine. So what the neurosurgeon don't like, that something is changing complete to another way. And we lost our workflow, so we need a robot that is an adjunct to all the things that we already have. We don't need something else that is completely different to that we are doing the whole day. And the reason for that is that the vast majority of our procedures are already microsurgical procedures since decades, since 20 or 30 years now. The functional outcome improved dramatically since the introduction of the microsurgery and neurosurgery. And the surgical procedures now less invasive, and we were more courageous in different things like skull base surgery. We're doing now completely different things, more difficult things than 20 or 30 years ago, with less problems from the outcome point of view. And at the moment we have different technical things in the evolution of the microsurgery, like imaging that we can implicate in the microscope. So we have a microscope, and this is our main work. So we don't need something completely different like a robot, much larger with 3 arms, but not very useful for our visual field. The advantage of a microscope is we have a deep and narrow surgical fields. We need light and magnification. We need 3D vision. We need flexibility and mobility of the microscope. So we are working with the microscope with constant movement. And we have already some technical adjuncts like an angiography, like fluorescence for tumor resection, where we can see the result of our surgery at the time point when we stop surgery, and we don't have to wait for a post-op MRI or CT scan. So we have, with the microscope, a well-established helpful thing, and we have continuous improvement over the last decades. The challenges in neurosurgery are that we have a small working place, as I told you already, and we have a very narrow surgical corridor with a very limited area field, and we need constant movements to get every step during the surgery. And we have cable and tube connections to our regular instruments like the bipolar forceps and the suction. And we have problems maybe with draping and sterility when we have a robot fixed with a microscope, for example. And we have a constant problem, I think, with the change of instruments. We need clean instruments, and we change the instruments regularly for the cleaning with the nurses. Here's an example of typical neurosurgical case with a meningioma at the basis of the skull, involving the big vessels here, the carotid artery, and the optic nerve. We have some vessels here. The tumor is about 5 to 6 centimeters in the diameter. This is a reconstruction of the post-op CT scan. You see the stitches here of the skin. The green part here is the trepanation, which is 3 by 4, so it's much smaller than the tumor itself. The tumor behind the trepanation is about 3 or 4 centimeters away from the trepanation, and it's about 5 or 6 centimeters in diameter. And behind the tumor, so the last step of the resection of the tumor would be the delicate step to prepare the vessels here and the optic nerve yellow here. And this is just for illustration. So we have a tumor, a small trepanation, and when we look through this trepanation, we need to funnel shape, visual field, to get the tumor. And after trepanation, you see tumor, big vessel here, and optic nerve behind the tumor. So this is how we position the patient for the surgery. We use given spaces in the brain for approaching the tumor. So when we are not allowed to resect this part of brain to get to the tumor, of course. So we open the Sylvian fissure here and prepare the tumor on both sides, and then resect it step by step. And at the end here are the vessels, and here the optic nerve. So this is about 10 or 12 centimeters through a trepanation of 2 or 3 centimeters, and just keep the brain away, not resect the brain, of course. So this is a visual field, and that's what we can expect when we look through this small window. Here's the microscope with the light source. This is the way we go and prepare the brain to get to the tumor. And this is an illustrative sketch of the setting. So here we have microscope and light source. This is a trepanation, and this is a surgical field at the end, which might be much larger than the trepanation. When you have trepanation here, you have the tumor here, and at the end you have a quite large surgical field, but you have to pass this small hole here. So when you have the microscope in this direction and you don't move the microscope, you see this here, but not here and not there. Here in this area are the hands of the surgeon and the instrument, and there should be the robot, in my opinion. We have a ring here for the arms, might be something ring, but something that holds the ring and the arms getting down to the surgical fields like the hands of the surgeon. And most of the robots that we have at the moment are fixed to the table or fixed to the bottom, and they're not movable like the microscope, which should be moved to the left and to the right to see in every corner of the surgical field. So when you look in this direction, you have the problem with the ring. So the ring has to move. This is my idea, to go down here to see what is in this area and to move the arms in this direction and to look in the other way. Another case of a tumor in the posterior fossa. You see the tentorium here, which is in the way when you come from here to resect the tumor. So the head should be turned like this, and then we have a visual field like this, and we can work in this direction, which means that the patient has to sit. And we work in this direction with a microscope, and the ring should be in this area. And when it's fixed to the microscope, you can move in both, in every direction, together with the ring of the robot and with the arms of the robot. So to put things together, I think robotic assisted surgery and microsurgery fits together like nothing else. It's a very intuitive tool for microsurgery, but it's just a supplement, not a substitute for microsurgery. So we need, for the delicate steps of the surgery, the robot. For the first step, opening of the skin, opening of the skull, we don't need nothing else, just need our hands. Then we prepare and do the approach to the tumor. We just need a microscope, and then we need a robot, and then we put back the robot and go back when we are finished with the tumor. So it's just a supplement, it's something else that we have during surgery, like neuronavigation, electrophysiological monitoring. But it's very helpful and very promising. So we have to keep in mind that this is not just a fancy tool. I think we can improve our precision, and we improve the functional and oncological outcome in our patients. At the moment, neurosurgery is far behind you guys, urological specialists or plastics. So I feel like a bit jumping on the wagon to see that I can get with you and play around with the robotic assisted microsurgery. But the problem we have a high standard in microsurgery. We have a microscope like our eyes and our hands, and everything that disturbs these steps that we already established is something that we don't like. So we need something that will improve everything, and we feel better after the surgery, and the patient has to be better after the surgery. So when we cope with all these let's say challenges that we have in moving microscope together with the robot, I think we will be much better when we put this together. Okay, thank you.